Essential fatty acids. All right, let's talk about this. Years ago, everybody ran to the store and started buying bucketfuls of omega-3s when we heard how amazing they were. Let me just tell you before I even get into this, the more important than taking omega-3s is having your essential fatty acid ratios proper. Even the types of omega-3s, having those in a proper ratio. For example, DHA or EPA to DHA in a 3-to-2 ratio. That's ideal. We're just talking omega-3s there. And then omega-6 to 3, ideally in a 4-to-1 down to a 2-to-1 ratio would be ideal. And the problem here is, just like the graphic on the right says, 14 to 25 times. See that graphic there? It says the typical American diet tends to contain 14 to 25 times more omega-6 than omega-3. That is really, really out of balance. And if we get that out of balance enough, we'll see depression and anxiety when it hits like 20 to 1 inside our body, which if we keep eating 25 to 1 in our foods, we eventually will get anxiety and depression from having a 20 to 1 or better ratio inside our body. But if we eat enough bad stuff, have enough stress in our life, have enough inflammation, etc., we can even induce psychoses and different conditions like schizophrenia, according to some of the research. So it's so important to have the right balance of omega-6s to omega-3s. And omega-6s aren't bad, and you hear people talk about that a lot, but we supplement more with omega-3s because we have such an omega-6 dominant diet. So just quick recap on that. We need the right ratio. We don't just take an unlimited amount of things and hope that we're getting it right, or we don't just trust the labels or one guru that says just take my product or this product and you'll all be okay. We don't buy into that. We test, we don't guess. We look at what your ratios are, and we get your ratios right. Some of these ratios are top predictors, the top predictor for cardiovascular events. And so we're not going to mess around and just take someone's word at that. We're going to test on it. So you tested, you'll see your ratios there, and you want your ratios omega-6 to omega-3 to be within range, within normal limits. And so anyway, so you can check out this slide some more. But if we get it in the right range, then we're going to have a healthier cardiovascular system, heart health. We're protecting our brain and improve cognition. I love that because these fats are readily used by our brain to work day in and day out. Helps fight depression, like we talked about. Relieve inflammation. That's inflammation, yes, that you do feel in your joints, but it's also chronic inflammation that you don't feel. But it reduces all of it, like inflammation in your arteries as an example. And it will reduce joint pain, like we talked about. So essential fatty acids, so important to have the right ratio.